Okay. Okay. Time for us to begin. All right. Okay. Last week sounds. Okay. Still sounds a little bit. What? Can you hear me good? Wait. Okay. Let's begin. Do I sound all right? I feel this like no sound from the speakers. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, for those of you who are here the first time, this is our second class, of course. Last week we did a, let me open up a file first. We did some practicing using the some of the tools that we have here, which is the, sorry. Okay. Okay, this is probably, okay, bad connection, so. Yeah, just got there in time. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we learned, okay, so this wire over here is like, probably has a bad connection, so. Well, let's go. Last week we we've been using the selection tool, the direct selection tool, the pen tool, and some of the tools to give you basic shapes. So this week we'll learn some more stuff about these tools. Okay, so and we also learn about like the difference between fill and stroke. Okay, just a reminder. Any like drag, click and drag. That's a square right there because I'm using the rectangular tool. If I want to like a I want the square, I want to press down the shift key and the option key. Okay. Without the option key, it'll go, okay, from the lower left. Okay. If I press down on the Alt key or the option key on your Mac, you'll be able to get a square. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a practice. And notice that there's a white square over here. That's the fill. Okay. Actually, if I double click on it, I could change the color. And on the side, that's the border, which is the stroke. So if I want to change probably another color just to remind you guys what's going on. Maybe a greenish color, just for you guys to notice. Okay, it's a thin line, so you probably have to like thicken the borders. And how are we supposed to do that? There's two places we could do that. It's right up here. But if you're working on an older version, you have to see if the property panel is up here or not. If it's not, try the right side. Okay, there's this properties panel, and there is a appearance section which says stroke. Okay, as for now, it's 1 pp, and you want to click on the arrow key to thicken the borders. Okay, so that's a pretty basic, straightforward, for you guys to understand the concept of the shapes. And of course, I could go to other shapes. For example, I have here rounded rectangular tool, which will give me a round shape, round corner, a shape with a round corner. And once I did this, if I want to switch this to the same color, I can remember to always select an object. Okay, so once I drag, it's just probably a default color. I want to click on the object again to select it, and use the eyedrop tool. Okay, here's the eyedropper. Okay, it's called the eyedropper in Illustrator. Okay, so you want to use that and click on the colors you're looking for on another object, and they'll duplicate the color. Okay, so you'll have the same color and the border. But one thing you have to be careful. Okay, this is pretty important. Because this is a vector graphic. Okay, so the smaller you get, and the larger you get, take a look at the border. Okay, it scales according to your the scale of your object, right? But sometimes it doesn't work that way. Just in case that yours border does not work like mine, you have to go to the transform section. Okay, so go to Window and look for Transform, which is down below, right there. Transform. Yeah, this will pop up here. Okay, this transform panel. If you look closely, there is a scale corners and a scale stroke and effect. Okay, if you didn't click this, okay, for example, I want to click this section over here, and then you click and drag your square. Okay, notice that the border will stay the same, right? The fill will shrink to a smaller size because you scaled it, but the border will stay the same size. So notice that for example, the stroke, for example, over here, I want it to be a 20 point. And then once I scale it down, no matter how small I get, the stroke will still be 20 pt. Okay, that's because on the transform panel, this is not clicked. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. If you have this issue, try to see about your transform panel to see if this section is clicked or not. Okay, same thing with the scale corners. I don't use this often, but sometimes you want to like scale objects larger or smaller. You want to click on this button over here to get everything working. So as for now, if I click it, the bigger I drag, the bigger your border will be, right? So it's easy to understand. So look at your stroke, the value from 20 to 133, right? Yeah, so I want to bring it down to 20 again. So everything will look normal. So the transform panel is pretty useful. Okay, so you could like dial in the size of the object that you want, or but sometimes you have to look at your screen resolution, because for now I want you to like everybody to see what's going on. So I have a lower resolution on my screen. So when I click on an object, I won't be able to change the size of the object. The height and the width is not shown up on the properties panel on top. For example, it says rectangular, but you won't be able to change the size of it. But on the properties panel, you will be able to. So notice that there's a width and a height. Okay, if you're working on printouts, for example, as for now, it's like in PT. So you could just change that to maybe 20, let's see, centimeters, so cm, right? And then the lower one, probably I want to change it also to a 20 cm. So you could like switch whatever units that you want. So that's 20 centimeters times 100 centimeters squared, right? So it depends on on what you're working on. Okay, if you're working on a video or a website or maybe a app, designing for an app or something, you want it to say in either pixels or px or point pt. Okay, if you're working on printouts, you want to have it maybe in mostly I like to work with metric units. And then if you're American, you probably like it in inches. So just type in the units that you want. It'll change straightforward. Yeah. So that's pretty basic on considering the changes on the borders. But there's something that we have to notice. Okay, if I want to click on this stroke panel over here. If you can find it, it's the 3 lines on the side. If you can find it, always go to Windows and look for stroke. It's down below over here. Okay, and this will pop up. Okay, there's a couple of ways you could like show strokes. Okay, I want to show you some differentiations between these options. First, okay, let me change this back to a 20 pt stroke. I think okay, can you guys see good? I want to maybe try to turn the lights off so you guys can see. Yeah. At least you can see the projection, right? Well, just in case that you're working with your laptop, okay, I'll be sharing the screen on the Google. Oops, I won't be able to. Hold on a minute. I want to share the screen to you guys right there. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. So you could also go to Google Meet and you'll get to see the same thing. I'll have this recorded and uploaded, so in case you guys miss anything, you can take a look. I'll announce every recording on our Google Classroom for you guys to, yep,
我们没有加到那个
Classroom
因为我们上该不知道
哦
有上次有加，但是他说不能让我加，
OK，
有代码。
等一下，好，
OK，
我先，对，这一段完了，我再。Okay, for those of you who join in this week, just this week, and weren't here last week, let me tell you about some rules we have here. Okay, just for because they're asking this anyway. So, like, we have a Google Classroom for this class. Okay, which is the 2023 vector graphics class. Okay, so be sure to join this Google Classroom. Okay, I'm a little bit ahead of myself, but if you don't have an access, just maybe take a picture of this password or anything. Okay, and then try to use Google Classroom to join in our Google class. So all the announcements and then all our assignments, we'll probably have assignments every week. Okay, most of the time, and any like you want to turn in your assignments into our, you want to upload your assignments into our Google Classroom. Okay, that's how I grade you guys, and yeah, please join in. And I have here all the members. Yeah, for now it's 64 students. As for now, I have like around 73, so around 9 haven't joined yet. So please join to know what we're going for. And I'll do some announcements. And I also have like last week we talked about like different vector graphic programs, applications. Some are free, some are like we'll be mostly using Illustrator. And there are other alternatives you could use. Okay, and this is the Google Meet. Okay, I have it on right now. Okay, so like if I want to check your attendance, I'll probably announce, okay, please click into Google Meet, and then all you have to do is go to the message corner and type in your student ID and your name. Okay, because I have a plugin which like if anybody that's logged into this section, if during the end of our section, I know it'll give me a list in a probably Excel or something, which lists who's into this Google Meet session. Okay, so I know you're available. Okay, so that's how I check for your attendance. So we go to Google Meet and then just click in your student ID, your name, and then any assignments or announcements will be here in our Google Classroom. For example, we had a startup project last week, which is this practice 1. Okay, so for those who missed our session last week, could go to this practice 01 to see what's going on. Okay, this is just to refresh your memories. Okay, we traced a mascot using simple tools. I uploaded an image, which is this mascot from Japan called Kumamon, and try to use this simple tools in Illustrator, try to trace the same mascot. Okay, yeah, and we're going to do something a little bit complicated this week. Okay, we're going to trace this line up today. Okay, a little bit complicated. Yeah, but we still have to get to the basics before we do this. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so for the guys who just asked me like about Google Classroom. Oh yeah, be sure to join in the Google Classroom. Use your own Gmail account because I don't have a school account because I'm just a part-time teacher over here. So I'm using my own Google account to open up this Google Classroom. Okay, so be sure to use your own private Gmail. to enter the classroom. Other, if you use your student ID Gmail, it won't work. Okay, you won't be able to join. Okay, so be sure to use your own Gmail. And any assignments that's uploaded, like please name your file. Okay, how do you name your file? Just name it with your student ID and your name. Okay, because like once you join in our Google Classroom, some use you know, your other name, so I wouldn't know who you are. So be sure to give your real name and your student ID, so I know that's you. Okay. 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 Let's continue. Okay. Yeah. We talked about the stroke. Okay. So we could change the stroke value by changing the weight, and there are a couple of like buttons over here. One in cap and one corner, and then a line. And then this dash line over there. Let's go through this panel over here because it's pretty important. Okay. Okay. So as for now, we're using a 20 PT stroke, and then the default will be always on the very left on each session over here. Okay. Let's click on the middle. Okay, I want to use this square instead. Okay, instead of that corner, so you guys can notice the difference. So if I click on the one in the middle which says round cap, okay, but we have nothing happened. Okay, because I have a closed square. So what if I draw a line? Okay, okay, I want to draw a line over here, probably a thicker line so you guys can see. Yeah, right there. So this is a okay. So if I click on the middle, okay, notice on the side, these two sides will turn into like sort of like a round corner, right? Go back to default, it'll be like will be cut off. Okay, if I go to notice that the anchor point, if I use the direct selection tool and I click on the line, the anchor point will be on the very sides, on the very left side and on the very right side. Okay, that's the default. And then I click on the round corner, the anchor point will be okay on the side, but with a round bending on the side. Okay, with the round corner. And then what about the very left, the projecting cap? If I click on that, okay, notice that the anchor point would be not at the corner, but would be, you know, it's on the very side, but there is a thickness. That is the 40 PT thickness on the right, and on the one that on the left will be on the, which means that there are 20 PT surrounding on the left, and then another 20 surrounding on the right. Okay, which makes it a whole 40 PT. Okay, so normally I use default a lot, but sometimes, depending on the design, I would switch to these different circumstances. Okay, so also the corners. So the corners you have to look on the closed object. Okay, so the default will look exactly like this, and then if I click on the middle one, okay, notice that there is a round corner. Okay, so there are like two different types of round corners. You have to be careful. Okay, let me make two squares. Okay, I just hold on. I copy this, Command C or Control C, and then Control V to copy to paste. Okay, I made out a okay, this is round corner. I don't want this one. Sorry. Let's drag, click and drag on the. Oh, okay. Because it's in the. Okay, this is the default object, right? Okay, in order to make round corners, there are a couple of ways. Okay, the first way is like when you made an object. Notice that from last week, notice I told you about this small round circle icon over here, the side of the anchor point. If you drag on it, you'll make a round corner, right? If you use a direct selection tool, you just select on one of the anchor point, then you'll be able to change this on one single side. Okay, that's when you're ordinary when you're making a round corner. That's the new way. There's an old way. Okay, but notice that when I drag on this circle over here, that one anchor point becomes two anchor points. It splits into two to make that corner round. Okay. Yeah, there's another way. So on the same object, on the corner, okay, this is a default. It has a sharp corner, right? If I click on the one in the middle, okay, notice that now it's a round corner on the border, on the stroke, but it's still one anchor point. Okay, did you notice? Yeah, so that's another way you can make round corner with just one anchor point instead of splitting into two. You drag on that circle, it'll split into two. Okay, so if it's just a sharp, tiny round corner that you're looking for, just go to the stroke panel and click on the one in the middle. You'll have a round corner with just one anchor point. But I'm pretty sure there's a way you could like. Okay, that's the way to do it. Okay. And on the third one, okay, it's a bevel joint. Bevel joint, which like instead of a round corner, it gives a edgy, like a chopped up edgy corner, sort of like that, a diamond sort of a shape, right? It's a chopped off side. It's pretty sharp. So it has like two edges, but maintaining the one anchor point. So that's the difference. So you could like play around with it. The corners are for like closed object. You could tell just by like closing the object, and then the caps are for lines mostly. Okay, so that's the difference. That's how these work. Oh yeah, and these are a line stroke. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, the default is on the very left. Okay, let me get everything to the very left. And I want to click on this object. Notice that as for now, the weight of our stroke, it's around like 20 dash some PT, right? If I want to thicken this, maybe I want to change it to a 30 PT. Okay, now it's thicker. Notice that the green color grabs into that red color, okay? Which means that as for now, the aligned stroke, it's like, it works like the color runs to the left and right of that stroke line. So no matter what numbers I click, or for example, as for now 40, okay, it'll go like 10 more into the outer rim, and then to the left side, and then 10 more to the right side. Okay, so it begins from in the middle. So 40 means 20 left and 20 right. Okay, so you guys get the idea, which means that the line, the stroke line, is right in the middle. Okay, which means that the fill is actually underneath the green border. Okay, if I turn the green color off, notice that the red will be larger. Okay, right? Okay, so I want to bring that back again to our thick green border. Okay, so if I want to click on the align stroke to inside, what will happen? Okay, so everything toward the left, okay, would be, I mean, toward the inside object, okay, which means that the stroke, the color of the stroke will be calculated from the outside to the inside. So anything to the inside, it's 40 pp. But it's not split into two like default. Okay, so the third one is the opposite. So align stroke to the outside. If I click on that, the 40 pp will be calculated toward the outside of the object. So you guys get the idea, right? The default will be running through the middle, but sometimes it's you're covering up the red, which is the fill color. Okay, you want to click on the inside. Yeah, it's a good calculation for like if you're doing a frame or something, you won't like miscalculate because you're running from the middle, and when you're clicking on the third button, everything is calculated toward the toward the outside. So that's the outer rim. So everything outside the stroke, it's 40 pt, and you get everything. You can see all the fields. Okay. Yeah, so that's what you have to be careful when you're dealing with field colors. For those of you who know already, so this is just a reminder. Okay, there's something else we could work on. Okay, I want to get everything to default. Okay, one panel over here I want you guys to look at. Is this panel over here, which looks like the sun. Okay, this icon over here. It says appearance. Okay, you could go to window, appearance. Wait, can't find it. Okay, this should be called appearance, right? Oops. Hold on a minute. Okay, let's click on that. Yeah, appearance right there. Okay, somehow it does not show. Oh yeah, it's right there. I can see it. Okay, there's actually like there's a back and front and back issue when we're dealing with objects. Some will think, okay, if I'm dealing with an object, mostly if I want things to be like, for example, the green to be on top of the red fill, I would use probably a layer panel to do this. For example, let me give you an example, okay? If I click on the layer panel, okay? Some of you might do this, okay? If I like have like an object, and then I'll probably like copy it and then paste it, and then I wanna like close this stroke border, and then on the second object which is above this object, I wanna close this fill, okay, in order to let this border be on top of this fill, okay? So you have two objects, okay? Sometimes like if you're messing with your object, the arrangements would be wrong. Maybe the red will be in front, okay? Then you won't be able to, you know, move your object above that red fill, okay? Of course, you could like select the object and always like click on the right button, go to arrange, and bring to front. Okay, but there's a couple of ways you could do this. You could always like go to the layer. There's always a layer you could add, and then have this like cut out and go to the new layer, paste it. It'll still be on top of that object. So as for now, you have like two objects which is on two different layers. If you have experience working on Photoshop, you'll know about layers. Okay, let me talk a little bit about this later on. Okay, but there are a simpler way by using the appearance panel. Okay, so for now, I want to have this right there. And let's make that into 40. Oops, 40. Oops, that's too big. Okay. Yeah. What if I want the object to stay the same size, but to see the the red field in front of that green corner. Okay, of course, I've talked about like you could like switch to probably using this align stroke to make a difference, but there's another way by using this appearance panel. Notice that when you click on the appearance panel, there are like two selections, one in stroke, one in fill on this object, okay? Actually, you could, for example, also change the color by using this appearance panel over here, even the width of your stroke, also the color of your fill, but you could also do different arrangements. If I click and drag this fill, okay? If I go up to that, above that stroke, look, I'm clicking and holding, and now I let go. Actually, you can change the arrangements on that single object just by using this appearance panel. Not many people know this, okay? But this is my secret weapon sometimes. Okay, so that is still a single object with the fill on top of that stroke, and you can move it around without wasting copying another object and then making another layer. Okay, and the appearance panel is pretty good to use. You could actually add stroke or add fill in the appearance panel with that single object. Okay, for example, okay, if I want to add a new stroke, okay, notice that there's another stroke. So I want to change the color to let you guys know the difference. Just a little bit advanced, okay, and so I want to make that green, that light green stroke under that dark green stroke, okay? So I'm gonna click and drag, and then make that probably above that dark green stroke. Click again, drag, okay? And then I don't bring down that value to maybe just 20. Yeah, you can make something like this, okay? Without probably a frame of some sort, without like duplicating objects, okay? Making wrong arrangements, just by using appearance, okay? Not many people teach this, but actually the appearance panel is very good to use when you're dealing with fonts and logo types. Like you want to have like a colored outline of some sorts. Appearance panel it's pretty handy to use. So you might find an opportunity to use this, but yeah, so you have it there. So these are like different methods you could deal with strokes. Okay, so a little bit over. I hope you're not overwhelmed by the amount of information. Yeah. So you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me anytime. Yeah. By the way, if you have any questions, even though we're not in class, you could ask me through Google Classroom. I'll try to answer your questions. Okay. Yeah. Once you have a message, my phone or something will pop up. Oh, okay, somebody left me a message, and you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to that stroke panel again. Okay. There's something that I missed, which are these functionalities over here underneath. Okay. Okay, I want to make out a line. Okay, let's just use this line. Okay, let's green. Okay, leave it at 40. And I want to click on this dashed lines. Okay, if I click on that dashed lines, what would happen? Okay, you will have dashed lines literally. Okay, the default would be a 12 pt dash line. Okay, so these are just the type of dash lines when you're dealing with like close objects. Okay, if I click on that and then click dash lines, this is a close object. Okay, I want to like scale it up a little bit to let you guys notice the difference. Okay, let's go to that focus panel. Yeah, let's go. Go to that. Yeah. So these are the two different options for, you can really tell the difference. Actually, let me make out a new one for you guys to see the difference. Okay, let me like try to bring up the value. Maybe a 20 PT. Okay, I want to click on that dash line. Yeah, here we go. For example, you can't really tell the difference, but the one is like the corner bends as the dash sometimes will meet like would have a like a turn corner. Okay, I want to like change this value, so make the dashes more longer. Maybe let's try a 40. Yeah, notice that the corners are the dashes are curved, okay, are bent down to a 90 degree. Okay, that's because we're using this bend edge selection over here. Okay, and then this one on the left, we'll try to oh, okay, I have to select. Remember to always select your object. Okay, now it'll try to avoid that corner, but sometimes they'll do a mistake. You have to probably like move it around a little bit to make it like make it work. But I would for close objects, I will stay with the one on the right. Okay, so it was nice. Right, so that's for closed objects. And then for the line, for example, okay, the default is 12. You could always change it to a longer line or smaller line if you prefer. Okay, let's change that to a 30. Okay, now it's a you have a bigger dash. Okay, you want to change the value on the stroke, you will have a thinner dash. Okay, so what's all these numbers behind these dash line? These are in betweens. For example, here's the gap, which is the white area, the cutoff area. So the cutoff area, the second cutoff area, I might want it to be 10. And then the second dash, I'll probably want it to be a 60. Sometimes if you want to work with like, for example, something like a Morse code or something, you could use dash to help you with the design. Okay, so that's dash lines for you. Okay, you can manipulate with the numbers, click on the dash, click on the corners to see what's going on. Okay, if you unclick the dash line, they'll like change into an ordinary build stroke. Okay, yeah. So we have one more thing to notice is this arrowhead. Okay, so the arrowhead works like on from left to right. Okay, if I want a arrow on my design, you could always go and select a type of arrow. Okay, for example, maybe the none is there's no arrow. Maybe the second one, I mean the third selection, which is this arrow tool over here. Okay, now it shows up an arrow, but this arrow is too big. How am I supposed to change this? If you want to scale it, the arrow stays the same. Okay, you won't be able to change the size of the arrowhead by just plain scaling. Okay, so what do? There is a scale meter underneath that arrow. Okay, this is how you scale the arrow. So you could go and change the percentage of that arrow, maybe to a 30%, if you much smaller. Okay, because when you scale, you're actually scaling the line or the object, right? So if back to the transform panel, okay, if you had the transform panel, okay, like scale, stroke, and effect, click on, okay, you won't be able to like you know, make the stroke bigger unless you change the value. Okay, so stroke is just you want to thicken the line scope of stroke and then change the value. You want to like enlarge your arrowhead, go to that also the scale, also the stroke panel, and then on the arrowheads to bring up or bring down the percentage of the arrow. Okay, so that's for the left side. Okay, what about the right side? There's sometimes you want a arrow to point toward the right, so you go to the right, and then for the left, you probably want it to be a none, or maybe if you want to deal with something like that, this is a arrow type of design. Okay, has like a sort of like a feather-ish type of design. Okay, and you can always. What if I want to switch from right to left or left to right? There's this icon over here which says swap start and end arrowhead. If I click on that, it will swap. Okay, so this section is all has to do with dealing with arrows. Okay, so align. You want that anchor point. Okay, if it's on the left, the default will probably be on the icon on the right. Okay, if on the left, notice the anchor point is in the middle of that arrowhead. I want to bring that up a little bit for you guys to see. Zoom in a little bit. Notice that anchor point is right in the middle of this arrowhead because I have it on the left, which says extend arrowhead tip beyond end of the path. Okay, if I click on the right, which is the place arrowhead tip at the end of the path, yeah, the anchor point will be on the tip. Okay, so that's something you have to know. We have to notice when we're dealing with arrows. Hey, how come sometimes when you want to change the direction by using the direct selection tool, you want to change that anchor point. Actually, you're always dealing with anchor points. Okay, so sometimes you want. Sometimes if the anchor point is in the middle, you won't get to you won't be able to align with something. So that's the issue. Okay. So there are other like profiles. These are like different. The default will be just a line for the stroke, right? Let me make out another line. Right, this is a straight line. Okay. So it's uniform. So all these other lines are just different type of shapes. Like strokes could be in different type of shapes. Even these type of like from small bending to large. Okay, it's 2:00. Okay, let's take a rest for 10 minutes and let's go back. Let's come back after 10 after 2. Okay. Yeah, I have this 500 NT dollar bill, which one of the students found the floor. So if in case like you lost 500 NT or something, it's here. So get it from me, but I don't know how you can prove yourself. This is just by honesty. So if you lost 500 and then you're desperate to look for your money, it's here. Okay, let me know that's you, and then yeah. Oh. That one. Yeah. Yeah. I think we have to turn. Yeah. It has a there's a tiny. You have to click on that button and then turn on the knob. Yeah. Yeah. Teamwork. No. 你就这样，这个
是里面的线。
好，这个你就是弄一个方块，比如说这样子，然后它的边边这个就随便给它一个颜色，这样子哦，然后让这个让它厚一点，要不要看得出来？啊，选这个是一个物件哦，然后你就选这个叫做外观，中文叫外观，点开它，然后它其实是有，其实这个跟 layer 就是跟那个涂层一样，它有前后的。你如果要，当然我们现在预设的是它的这个外光线是从中间，就是你看这个是在红色的中间，刚才有示范嘛，就是我这样的话就在红这边，我这个就是红色的，就这条线的里面，然后这是往外面延伸，通常是在中间，可是这样的话会把绿色的吃掉一点。那这个时候呢，就用这个是填色绿色的，这个才是边边，它像图层一样，只是有前后概念，可以把它拉了。今天就变成说是蓝色的钮，要开门按蓝色的钮，对，然后赶快转好，然后那个不要关注这个盒子，这个好了，对。对，就是盖的不要关注就好了。盖就卡住了。OK。然后你这样子就有绿色在前面，红色在后面，对啊。然后它这里可以加，就是别的线条或者是颜色。比方说你们再加线条的话，它现在最上面，比如说我们现在加一个别的颜色。这样子，可是它因为跟它但是同样都是11这个 PP 嘛，所以你看不出来。所以说，比如说这个我把它的这个改一下，比如说补 PP 这样子，然后可是它因为被挡住了，所以你要把它给拉到最上面，它就会把这个先看出来，这个把它给换成一个比较明显的色，它就会这样子，这样子的话，这只是一个物件，对。
I'd like to join the Google Meet because I can't really see some of the words too tiny.
Yeah, sure. So like you join the classroom yet?
Yeah.
See that Google Meet? Yeah. Just join.
But
You'll be able to see.
Yeah, I did. And then
is it working?
Asking to join.
Oh, asking to join. Yeah. Sorry about that. Hold on a minute. Let me like come here and
me and my
classmates well. Okay, I forgot about this. Okay, now you'll be able to see.
Okay.
So, do we need to get me for this class?
Yeah, what?
Is there get me for this class?
Yeah, your parents. We check our
Google Meet.
through Google Meet. Yeah, you go to Google Meet, type in your student ID and your name.
So every class we need
Attendance.
to do this.
I might. Yeah, depends on like.
What you want?
Yeah, depends on me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go up. Okay. For attendance, in your student, not yet. I'll do announcement for you guys to do. Okay. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah. English, right? Okay, we have a lot going on today, so yeah, let's continue. I see some of you have like joined the Google Classroom. Yeah, so well, yeah, that's how we do this. Okay, so you go up to Google Meet, and on the message where I have to let you join in the Google Meet. Okay, so each probably each week, maybe not each week, but most of the weeks, I would like if I want to check your attendance, I will say, okay, now I want to check your attendance. Then everybody link to Google Meet, and then just like this, leave your name and your student ID. Okay, this is when I announce I need your attendance. Okay, but then we do this. Okay, so it's not like go in and okay wait for my announcements. Okay, but this is good. Okay, you guys get the idea. Okay, link into Google Meet and then keying your ID and your name to show that you're here. What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so ask for my permission. Yeah, so you guys have get the idea, right? Yeah, to show that you're available. Yeah. Okay, might as well we'll do it because most of you all like you're joining anyway. So okay, this is yeah, just to have you guys have an idea like how I check your attendance. Okay, if I haven't clicked on the accept button, just wait for me to accept. Okay, so because sometimes I might be teaching, I might miss out on your entrance. Just let me know. Okay, I don't know if there's a way like you could like enter without me clicking on accept. Yeah, I think there's probably a way. Let me figure something. Let me figure it out. Instead of like clicking on the accept all the time, you could join and just join and without like me clicking yes. Okay. If I keep on doing this, I will be, yeah. Okay. The others wait for me. Okay. Oh yeah. Make sure to turn the sound off because I'm here. That you'll hear like loops. Okay. Okay. Let's continue with our session. Okay. I'll be clicking this. Okay. Okay. I'll be clicking this and we can go on. Okay. Okay. So we have different like stroke. stroke profile, right? You want to go to that stroke panel again and check on that profile. Okay, that is the different design. I'll say design with the stroke. The default will be just a uniform, which means just a line. You actually change the shape of the line by clicking through these different profile. Right now, I want probably an edge or something. So, of course, I could like bring up the value of the stroke to see the difference. Okay, so that's the whole stroke panel for you. Okay, just yeah, nothing else. Pretty plain and simple. Yeah, you want to like give it a try. Okay, so I think I want to leave a little bit of time for you guys to practice. Oh, but one thing, just one more thing, okay? Okay, I want to work with this line a little bit before I do anything else. Okay. Okay, I copy the line. Okay. So I want to use this tool over here, this width. Okay. What does this tool do? But depending on your version, okay, maybe you have like a CS6 or something, you might not have this functionality. Doesn't matter. I have it here. Might as well we'll teach it to you guys. Okay. Once you want to select on a certain stroke first, a line, even if it's close, it's okay. But I want to select on this line. Okay. The green one for you guys to because it's bright, you can see the difference. I want to click on that tool. But make sure you want to select on that line first. You click on that width tool, and you want to go to that stroke line. Okay. Once you you have a black arrow, and it has a small wave toward the small icon on the lower right of that arrow, right? Sort of like seems like a certain wave. And then I want to go to that line. It'll turn into a plus sign. Okay. So you want once you click on that line, you drag, you click and hold, and you drag. Notice that the stroke changed a shape. Okay. Now it has a new profile. Notice on the profile, it has the shape of that stroke. So you could make actually a complicated design by just using this a width tool. So I want to go to that line again. Maybe I want to click and drag again. Maybe I want to make a vest or something. Maybe a fish, whatever silhouette you think it is. You could actually make different profile for that line without dealing with fills or without dealing with the pen tool. Okay, so you can actually make shapes just by using the stroke. Okay, of course there are other values. I don't think I will be teaching this yet because I think you're all hands full by just the stroke panel and the different profile values. Okay. Okay, so for now, for our practice, okay, I'll leave this on our projector. Try to make these three shapes. Okay, one with the round corner line, and then one with the two stroke rectangle. Okay, and then one with a different profile stroke. Okay, don't design this using a fill. Okay, just by using the width tool, try to make a shape out of using the width tool and making a new profile for the stroke. Okay, and then have this save as a PDF and then upload it to the practice tool. Okay, I have here the practice tool on, but I wanted you to make a trace the complicated the complex mascot using different tools, but I think because there's lots of you here, and then I kind of talk a little bit slow because I want to like let you all understand. And some of you have experience in Illustrator already, like turn in the work. But for now, it's just for practice, okay? Well, you don't have to turn this in. Just practice with your own laptop or with school's computer. Try to make these 3 items, okay? If you have any question, let me know, okay? So I'll be dealing with your questions. Let you practice for around like maybe 20 minutes. Then we'll continue our next sessions. Okay, leave you a little time to practice. So from now it's like around like 20 over 2 or 2:20, like around like 2:40. We'll go to our next session. Then I'll leave like 20 minutes for you to practice. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? Yeah, by the way, 500 NT. Who's 500 NT? Lost on the floor, okay? Like, this will be in the office. Yeah,
We need to submit AI files or just
yeah.
PDF.
Yeah.
So we just export it to PDF.
Yeah. All files are saved as PDF. All homeworks or assignments, stuff you do here, are all transfer into PDF, okay? Because you might have different versions, and then like it's a cross-platform compatible format, PDF. Just use that. Any questions regarding how I do this, how I did this, you can come to me and I'll show you personally how I do this. So toward I think this class will have a midterm. In class, I want to test you like how your skills are regarding using Illustrator. And toward the end of the semester, you'll be making a project, okay? Probably a portfolio regarding layouts and a portfolio about yourself, and then probably some other stuff. I'll let you know, okay? Just make sure to be here, turn your assignments, and you'll be all set. So things would be much more complicated. So try to keep up. If you don't understand anything, let me know, okay?
Just asking actually about the square that is there two square or just one square and then
There's just one square.
one square?
Yeah. Okay, let me show you again. Okay. Okay. Empty space. Okay, this is a solid green color, right? Okay, I want to add a outline, a pink outline, right? Then bring up the stroke value, probably something like that, okay? Okay, go to this appearance panel.
Okay.
Okay, sometimes it's okay. Like computer something doesn't work. It's like a layer. Now the stroke is on top of that field. Okay, it's covering that that probably 15 around 15 pt of that green field. Okay, you could always like move that like above that green. Okay, I want to bring that underneath again. You can actually add a stroke right in that appearance, yeah. And then I want to change that color to maybe a blue for you guys to notice. But now it's covering up that pink, that pinkish color. But you want to bring that maybe to a 15 pt half the size of your that with just that one to go square. Yeah. Without duplicating, a lot of squares and borders. Yeah.
For the last object.
Yeah.
Green one.
Yeah.
Do we need to use the pencil? No.
Oh, I mean
The one
the
the
okay,
one that-
okay, yeah.
Abstract object.
You wanna like make out the line first. Yeah, you want to select the object first. Okay. Go to the width tool, which is this one. That's the width tool. Okay. Make sure your illustrator has this icon over here, and you could just notice the plus sign, right? It's a plus sign.
Oh.
Click and drag to change the shape of that. And then you can go and check the stroke panel or your properties panel. You can see the profile. It has a new profile. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but how can I open the tools?
All these over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Depending on the version, okay. Okay, I forgot to talk about this. You go to Windows and then Workspace.
Oh,
There are different like workspaces.
this is Essentials Classic.
Yeah, this is a single classic.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Wait, I'm so confused in using the pen tool. Like I
The
cannot
which
make
one?
a curve line. Pen tool.
Then
Pen. The
pen,
tool.
the pen tool, yeah, pen. Okay, the pen tool. Okay. Okay, once you have the pen tool out, you click and it makes an anchor point, right?
Yeah.
If I don't drag,
Mm.
okay, it'll be a straight line.
Yes.
You click again, that's the second anchor point. You click again, that's the third anchor point. Okay, if I want this just to be a line. I click escape. Okay, once more, it'll be just a line, right? Okay,
How to
that's the
make
first
it?
one. Yeah, I'm showing you right
Oh,
now. Okay.
okay.
I wanna click, I'm holding and then drag the handles will pop up, right? And then it's still going. So I want to go to the second area, click, and then drag again. That's the second area. Then go to a third area, click, drag again to make a third anchor point. And then you could like, okay, I want to make one over here, drag, and then go back, and then notice the circle
Yeah.
that closes the object. Now it's a whole object.
You need to press it?
No, you don't have to touch. Just go to that. It'll close it all by itself. Once it's closed, it's a once once it's a complete object. You like you roll your mouse to another corner, but there won't be any line.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that means it's a success closed object.
How to fill it with color?
Now it's a shape with just stroke, right?
Mm.
Okay, you want to always select it first. Okay, notice that the fill is like a cross going through there. That means there's no color. You just double click and then select any color to do a fill. But sometimes you want to like you don't need the green. So go to that border again. Make sure when you click it, it goes on top. Okay, like you could see this. You could double click and no, okay, no, not double click. Sorry. Over here, this one, none. This is the none icon. Okay, you click on that, goes across the borders icon. Now you just have the fill. Okay,
It's straight to fiber.
sorry.
Very, it's straight to fiber.
The file to
Classroom.
classroom. You want me to?
Just AI fiber.
Oh, you mean you want to turn in which file? Turn in PDF. Yeah, PDF. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
So
So that's mean I can only fill the shape if it's a full object, but I cannot fill it if it's
actually,
just a
if it's you still can. Let me let you know the difference. Okay. For example, this is not a closed object,
Yes.
right? I could also like fill in a color on the fill area. Now but it's not closed. Let me go to that border again, and then I want to like bring the value up again. Notice that it's not closed.
Oh,
So that's a not
Not
closed
closed.
object, but with a fill.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So notice that there's no line going from this dot to that dot.
So that's mean if I want all of my shape of the line, I mean I need to close the shape.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't need to close the shape. That depends on the situation. Sometimes like when we're dealing with like for example over here.
Yeah.
For example, this hand over here.
Yeah.
It's underneath this body. Okay. But there's a line, this black line over here.
Mm.
So the hand is actually an object.
Mm.
And then the body is another blue object. So the body it's not closed. So there's the hand is probably underneath that body with the same blue. And then okay, let me do a demonstration.
Oh, okay, thank you.
For example, okay, that's not a closed object, right? Let me take this line black, just to let you know the difference. And then I want to like make another object, probably the hand of that the line. It can be close, it can be not, depending. It can be close. This is a closed object, right? But I want to bring this object, right click, go to arrange, send to back. I haven't teach you guys this yet. Okay, now see the difference? That's why I need the body to be open. Okay, this is a closed object. This is an open object, right? And then this is above that hand. So once I have it underneath, because it's the same glue,
Yeah.
it seems that it's crossing across the object. Actually, it's not. It's two different objects. But
But can we make it perfect at this part?
I mean, this part
Yeah.
over here, of course, you could like go to, okay, click on the object, you see this anchor point. You could try to meet, you could try to, okay, click on that on that just one anchor point. Leave the others out and then try to, touch that line over there.
Oh, we
make
can
it
tense it?
sort of like that. You could also use the key to, try to zoom in a little bit. Of course, you could like try to see where the dot is at,
Mm.
and then click on that. Try to meet up with that dot, and then I would make the one underneath also not a closed object,
Oh.
or rather just like as close as you can. Yeah. So when you look from a distance, it's like a single object. So it's actually a front and back issue, and a closed and non-closed object issue.
Okay.
You get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
So
much.
sometimes you don't have to close the object because when you're dealing with
Because they also
situations
don't
like
know,
this.
is it an open contact?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Sorry, Professor. I'm a bit lost in how to do like the white part on their face and also like
Oh, okay.
the circle. Like, I'm not really used to this program.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. I talked about closed objects and non-closed objects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the difference is when I'm dealing with non-closed objects, I use the pen tool, right?
Mhm.
I click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Okay, if I go back to see the circle, this will be a complete object. I can move this object around. Not just like that, right? Like notice that the image that the hand over here, the
Mhm.
body, right? So how do we deal with this black line over here? With the arm and the body, right?
It's an open.
Yeah.
space.
So the body, I'll make it into I don't want to close that gap.
Mhm.
I want to leave that open. And I want to make another close or not object, this hand object over here. And then you want to have this body over here. You want to use the right key. I don't have a mouse, so 2 fingers, that's the right key for me. I want to go down to arrange.
Mhm.
I want to bring to front. That means to bring
It
that
goes-
object goes to the very front. Right? And then, so that hand object,
Mhm.
once it goes underneath, it'll seem like it's a same
It's
object,
the same
actually two objects, one in the front, one in the back.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing you have to deal with. And then for the white area, it's actually it's just shapes.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
trying to like.
Yeah, so you probably like I'll do a quick one, okay?
Mhm.
For probably the Philly, it's the same thing, same concept. I'll probably use a fixed tool to drag the round shape for the body, and then align it a little bit, and then for the outer border, probably leave it black, and then for the blue, I want to probably bring it a white color. So that's the second item. That's another item above that body. So maybe there's a pocket. So for the pocket, I probably use the pen tool to click, and then click, and then drag, click again to make a line, right? And then go to the underneath, click, and then drag to make that bend shape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Always click, hold, and drag to make that so the handles stick out.
Oh,
That means that
makes
means
sense.
it will curve.
Yeah.
And then go to that, go back, because I want to make this into a closed object. Notice the circle, right? That means you're meeting with the first anchor point, which will close the object, make it into one closed object.
Right.
Okay, once I do this, if you like move your cursor to another corner or something, there's no line, that means you have successfully like made a closed object. So that's the pocket. Of course, you can always like change the value of the stroke. Right? So that's the same with all the other stuff, with the face, with the mouth, all
Yeah.
different objects laying on top of each other. Just
Yeah.
make sure that you click on the object,
And
right click,
front.
and then arrange bring to front or send to back. Yeah.
What I've been doing is I've been doing by layers. Yeah, that's no.
Yeah, a little other way to do it, but it's
Takes
it's
more
no right or wrong. It's just like different ways. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Okay, I see you guys have questions, and regarding our assignment, let me like bring up the image again, and not again, but let you guys like do a little bit of a practice of that. So I know you guys might figure out different ways of doing this. Yeah, some of you have been asking me about close and open objects. Okay, yeah, let me do a demonstration. First, I want that image to, let's look at that image right there. Okay, let's this is a famous mascot for Japan anime. Notice the hand over here, the hand sticking out, and then the body. Notice there's this like a small black dash line over here. There are many ways to do this. You might like try to like make a black line or something. Okay, let me try my way. Okay, let you guys like have an idea what's going on. Okay, like when you're making objects or something like this. Okay, your objects could be open or closed. This is an open object. Okay, to do an open object, use your pen tool. I wanna let's make this black. Okay, so and then the field into a blue color. Go past colors. Okay, and then I want to click. And, click, drag, click, drag. Notice the line, click. Okay, because the fill is on, so you'll have automatically it'll do a blue fill. Okay, click. Okay, now if I don't want to like close the object. I want to, that's good enough for me. Push the escape tool on your upper left keyboard. Okay, click it once, you move it around, no line going in back of the cursor, you're all good. Okay, so that's a open object. Okay, now, okay, ordinarily we do closed objects. So I want to go to that pen tool again, click. Now I want to click and drag to make the handle stick out because I want this to bend, to have a curve. Click, drag, click, drag. Okay, now it's giving me a green line. Doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that first anchor point. Okay, I'm gonna close it. Once you close it, there's no line following the cursor. That means you have completed a closed object. Okay, I want to change that stroke to a black. to let you guys have an idea. Okay, so how do I do something like this? Okay, which means the body of the lion, something like this. How do we do this? Okay, so I have a closed object. This is an open object, right? Okay. Well, I made a mistake. Other way around. Okay. For example, this is open. This is a closed object for the arm. Okay. This is the body. Okay. The body is an open object. Get it? Okay. Let me like try to scale it up a little bit for you guys to look. Look, right? This is the arm. Of course, I could change the stroke value. I don't want to deal with that now. Okay. So you want to select on that body. Okay. The body, according to that image, comes in front of that arm, which is this one. Okay. For example, you might have situations when you did the arm after the body, which you might have like situation that this closed object will be above that open object. Okay. You could always use, there are different ways you could like change it to a different layer, which some of you might do, but it's actually pretty simple. You could just make sure you select on that object, and then right click on your mouse. Okay. For me, your back use your 2 fingers. You press down. There's a couple of selections you have to select, but nothing else. Don't select anything else. Just go down. There's one which says arrange. Okay. When it says arrange, there are 4 options. One is to bring to front. That means to bring this object to very front. Okay. And then bring forward. That means when you have multiple items, you want to bring forward to a certain item. But I won't forward that yet. Okay. I would just use one of the 2, bring to front or send to back. As for now, I want to send to back. That means to send to the very back of this all the objects on the artboard. Okay, when I send to back, notice that okay, now it flipped a little bit. Now the object is actually underneath the open object. Okay, when you do that. Okay, so you want to bring your open object right above that closed object, right there. Okay, notice that okay, it sort of matches. So I want to like bring that. You want to use that direct selection tool. Click on that ink point, bring it in a little bit, okay, to make that line appear. Okay, it seems like it's one object. It's actually 2 objects. It's one open object above that closed object to indicate that line on the outer, that outline on the body, which is if we take a look at that image again, right there. Okay, so actually there's one object above that arm over there. Same with the right arm. Okay, so these are just like bits of pieces, one on top of it, one field or one object above another object. Okay, so just make sure your arrangements are correct, right? So it's actually not that complicated. It's pretty simple. It's just like different color fields on top of each other. Okay, so for example, for the head, it might be a big blue field with black outline, and then you want to make the face. The face is just a white ball, okay, with a black outline. And then you probably want to make the shape of the mouth. It's probably a open object, right, which looks like a sausage, okay. So the mouth is probably one object without closing the object. You get the idea, just like the body, just like what I demonstrated, right? Like this one over here, the mouth will be probably something like, I'm just doing a quick one for you guys to know what's going on. Okay, push escape to like quit, and then this will probably be a white one. Change that blue to a white. Okay, that's the mouth. I want to put it on top of the body just for you guys to get the picture. Okay, so that's the mouth, which sits on top of that round white ball. So it's actually like you have to figure out what pieces go on top of each other, okay, to make this character. It's a little bit complicated than last week because this has more colors and it has outline. Last week, the Kumamon was without outline. It's just a black fill with like red and white color fills. And this week is also a mascot, but with black stroke lines, like covering like border. Okay, so this is much more animated like character. Okay, actually like when the like all the animation that you're you know that you viewed on television, they have guidelines. Like all the guidelines are done that way. Are done this way. Sorry. Okay, they have like illustrators like using Illustrator. Okay, they use like probably artists using Illustrator, and then doing color coding for the characters, and then have it in a vector format in order to put it on their product. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes they sell cartoons, but also the character as products, and so they can have these printed onto maybe lunch boxes and then T-shirts and all sorts of stuff. So that's the way around. Okay. So in order to finish this character, just make sure you know how to do open and close objects, and then fills and stroke. Of course, different values and stroke, because notice the line. There are different. Okay, sort of the same, but you could like see depending on you. Okay, change the different values on the stroke and different color fills. The one on top of each other, you could go send to back and send to front to make the difference. Okay, of course you could also use layers to complete this task. Okay, but if you want to make it simple, just right click. Because I haven't like really talked about layers much yet. Right click, go to arrange. Okay, it works similar to layers. Okay. Well, even if you go to layers, you see, this is my artboard for now. I only have one artboard, and then all these different items on that one artboard. If you go to layers, I want to switch to the layers panel. Okay. If I go to layers, notice that there's an arrow underneath that on the side of this blue color, right? If you click on that arrow, notice that all the objects on that layer will appear. Okay, see all these like bluish, green, and all these colors, all these different strokes. All these either strokes or fills will be like different items in this layer panel. So there's a whole lot. Okay. So if you want to look for a specific item, you could click with that layer, that arrow beside the color to see each item. Okay. Okay. So this will be your practice for the week. And once you're finished, like take your time. Okay. Once you're finished, like upload a PDF format, and then with your name and ID. And this is just a little bit complicated, but it's not really that hard. Okay. Okay. You want to get used of using the pen tool. That's the whole idea. Okay. So the pen tool, again, you click once to make an anchor point, drag, there will be a line. Click on the second spot, there'll be a straight line. And drag again, there will be a color line following the cursor. Click again to make a third anchor point. If you have a field, the field will automatically show up. It doesn't matter if it shows up. And then you probably want to go back, and it'll show up a circle. You're going to click back on that first anchor point to make a closed object. Okay. For the open object, okay, for a curve, you want to go back to that pen tool again. click and drag, there'll be a handle, okay? If a handle shows up, the line will be a curve, okay? Go to the second area, click and drag again. Always drag to make a curve, okay? If you don't drag, the next line will be a straight line, okay? That's how you make the pocket from of our mascot, okay? So just get used to that, okay? The pen tool, you have to fool around a little bit to get the catch of how to use it, but I don't think you'll have any problem once you have a hang of it. Yeah, that's it. So I think that's it for this week, and see you guys next week. You're free to go, and thank you. We'll have something else next week. And once you're finished, remember your student ID, your name, and in a PDF format, upload to our classroom this will be the practice 02 section. All right? Yeah. Okay, thank you for coming. See you guys next week.